20 seemingly bullshit facts that are actually true, according to Reddit. Number 20. Rain X repellent. Apparently it works. It's amazing above 30 miles per hour wipers are completely unnecessary unless it's hurricane level rain. Droplets just slide aside. And there's a video here. Oh god, that's loud. It's a pleased man driving in the rain.
It is raining so hard right now.
He's got a boner for how hard,
Can we start over this mic?
What?
Thank you. I'm not comfortable with the way the mic is right now. So,
We're not starting it over.
Oh, you ass.
I mean, I can't believe that guy was on the road with his camera out, filming himself doing 60 on the highway in the rain, talking about how everybody's scared to go 30. Well, yeah, the roads are fucking wet, you maniac. And this guy's just like, I gotta record, it is raining so hard right now. Number 19.
Wait. Isn't there like water repellent fabric that kind of like... I saw a video of it too. It's like completely sweeps through. It's like it was never drenched at all.
Fabric to put on a windshield, Stripes?
No, not fabric, just fabric to wear that is completely water and paint. Like, you can dump paint on it and it won't stain it.
Yeah, I'm sure that exists. Why, you want me to look that up?
Just rolls off completely.
Stripes.
Really cool.
Oh my god. Can we pack the ADD in? We are on number 19.
I'm sorry.
Okay, number 19. The U.S. Navy's combat dolphins are seriously military assets. What the fuck? Navy's got combat dolphins? To the tune of $14 million in funding a year and has the Pentagon's financial backing through year 2020? No way. I had to look this up to find out that the Navy is not only training dolphins but also sea lions, Navy SEALs. Wow, man.
So what kind of exercises do they exactly put them through?
Dude, all I know is I remember
tasks?
there was a fucking story that Carl Pilkington used to talk about, like these dolphins that were like military trained and how they got out or something. And it's horrifying that it's essentially true. There are Navy trained combat dolphins that get millions in funding and will be funded through 2020. What the fuck? Number 18. If the race is long enough, the human will outrun the
Kyle,
horse.
I'm sorry, but I need to know, do they fight like the enemy's combat dolphins or do they fight human beings that are on the opposing side?
Nigga,
or do they just carry shit?
Fighting some kind of fucking dolphin
What are they
war
fighting?
where
What do
both
they need to
sides
be
are
trained in
training
combat
dolphins,
for?
dude. The response to the race is long enough, the human will outrun the horse. Actually, any animal, humans are the best long distance runners, implying that of course certain animals are faster and can get up to a higher speed, but you know, over a longer distance, yes, the human can, you know, cover the greater distance and beat the other animal. Congratulations. That was worth it, right? We're only on 17 here, Stripes.
Okay.
I sort of meant this thread as a what looks like a scam but really works, not what is a cool fact. My fault for the wording, I guess. Whoops, too late now. And now the video's gonna suffer too. Let's go down and read another one so that it actually makes 20. This is number 17. Dark roasted coffee has less caffeine. Well, now you know. Now you guys know. 16. The CIA spent $20 million on creating spy cats by surgically stuffing eavesdropping equipment into cats and dropping them off near Soviet embassies. The first cat they released was run over by a taxi and killed before it could reach its target. The CIA, of course, denies that the cat was killed. They stated the equipment was taken out of the cat was re-sewn for a second time, and lived a long and happy life afterwards. Yeah, I bet it's still on the farm playing with my childhood dog. Operation Acoustic Kitty. Nigga, the CIA ain't fucking playing around. Between the LSD fueled super soldiers harnessing the power of black magic and like the telekinetic powers, like the CIA is 70 times worse than what the government and the comic books that we read is. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. And all of that shit's declassified now, if you guys are interested. Number 15, maybe.
Why don't is that some kind of segue into reading declassified documents at some point?
Oh yeah, in the middle of the video, Stripes?
No, I'm just saying in the future.
You know, Stripes, it's time for me to just find a rusty knife and acquaint you with how to cut me some bacon because
Why would you want rusty bacon?
bro, the knife would make the bacon. Well, probably. I guess you're right? Like a little bit of the rust would come off of the knife and get on the bacon.
Seasoning.
Bacon seasoning. Yeah, it tastes better. Tastes better with rust. Okay.
If you didn't want me to quip, you wouldn't have me here. So here I am.
Quipping it out. If you start the month with $1 and double it every day, you'd be a billionaire by the end of the month. The power of exponential growth. Okay. The late chemist Alexander Shulgin was paid by the DEA to legally synthesize and then trip on just about every psychedelic that we know of. The late chemist, yeah, this nigga is dead, most likely.
What, from tripping too hard?
He was paid by the DEA to synthesize and trip and, like, do these drugs.
Did they
Many
do
we
it?
didn't know of until he synthesized them. He literally wrote the book on psychedelics, which was then used to make most of those illegal. That sucks. Somebody responds, actually, this isn't true. Dr. Alexander T. Tasha Shulgin was a biochemist who studied psychedelic drugs and had a DEA Schedule 1 license to do so. After the DEA raided him for no reason, he had a falling out with them and gave the license back. He then invented and used a whole bunch of new psychedelic drugs that were not banned since they had just been discovered. Every year at some point, Shulgin would invent new drugs, and every year the DEA would ban them. Then they came up with a law banning all compounds substantially similar to Schedule 1 and 2 drugs called the Federal Analog Act. Despite the DEA, even more Sasha Shulgin just kept making even more psychedelics that were not substantially similar to the banned substances. He really was a genius. You have to give him that much. He eventually retired from doing all this and passed away a few years ago. He and his wife, Dr. Ann Shulgin, a psychologist who had done work with MDMA psychotherapy. MDMA is the shit, and I would love to try it before I go out, man. That's necessary. Wrote 2 books. Cal, A Chemical Love Story, and Cal, The Constitution, which contain their life stories and also detailed procedures to make every single one of Dr. Shulgin's drugs. That's awesome. How to make them. It's a recipe. It's a cookbook. So if any of you want to get me this book, I'd appreciate that. And Stripes would be, very opposed, but Stripes doesn't need to know what's going in her bacon, Number 14. The fax machine was patented in 1843. How? Yeah, it's fun reading about how they worked. People wrote on special metallic foil, leaving indentations wherever they typed. The foil was put on a roller, which was electrified. The roller spun at a consistent rate. A corresponding remote roller was used as a printer. A needle was run at a set rate over the first roller. Wherever the foil touched the needle, an electrical signal was sent out across the line that caused the telegraph arm moving at the same rate to drop onto the receiving roller and leave a mark. It was used mainly to pass signatures for legal documents. 1843.
I want to see a model of this primitive fax machine.
It's a picture of Grandpa Simpson saying everything's stolen. The fax machine is nothing but a waffle iron with a phone attached to it. Okay. That's a pretty, that's not a bad analogy, actually. Not a bad analogy. Number 13. One day I came home from work and there was this little white box sitting on the counter. I asked my wife, "What is this thing?" She said, it's the box that emits a high-pitched sound that only cats can hear, and it will keep Spike off the counters. Me. How much did you pay for this magic box? Wife, it was $50. Me. $50 for a magic fucking box that's not going to fucking work? Can you return it? Wife says, let's see if it works, and I'll return it if it doesn't. I ate my fucking words. This was 2 years ago, and my cat got up on the counter one time after we got the box, and then never again. The box doesn't even work anymore. I think it's not even plugged in anyway. Still, the cat won't go near it. Sorcery. Somebody says there's a free app called Spectrum View that will let you see sounds outside of your hearing range. It should show if it's bullshit or not. I've used it a few times when people don't believe me that their tube TV is blasting a painfully loud, high-pitched squeal. I don't even think my hearing is that good, but apparently a lot of people suck. The following contains an audio waveform of unknown origins. Spectrograms. Who knows what the hell's going on in some of this monkey ass shit. Continuing here, Stripe. Sorry, if I'm putting you to sleep, I'm putting the audience to sleep. You know what I mean?
I'm a surrogate audience member. Is that what you're calling me?
A surrogate. Here is another bullshit fact that you will believe is true. It is impossible for humans to breathe liquid. Wow. I didn't know that. Crocodiles actually have no lifespan. If they live in the perfectly suited environment with no predators, diseases, they would live forever.
I don't know how true that can be.
It's a process called negligible senescence. The oldest croc in the world recently celebrated its 113th birthday. Get the scientists to preserve him. Then in the future, when technology exists to communicate with animals, the crocodile can inform the future generation of our lives.
Or haven't there been tortoises?
They were delicious. That's a good Placebos. Placebos work even when you know it's a placebo. Colorful placebos are stronger than the white placebos. Expensive placebos are stronger than cheap placebos. Large placebos are stronger than small placebos. Painful placebos are stronger than painless placebos. Placebos are stronger today than they were in the past and getting stronger. I bet you that shit just baffles scientists, don't they? Doesn't it? You know what I mean, Stripes? Could you imagine something that's just like nothing and it's actually doing its job? Yeah.
Placebos are getting better.
We're getting better at tricking ourselves. Fuck. The top of the Eiffel Tower leans away from the sun. As the metal facing the sun heats up and expands, it can move as much as 7 inches. Wow. During the World War II, did I just say the World War II? How old am I?
Wait, what number is this?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 8. During World War II, the U.S. Navy had serious plans on using incendiary bat bombs against major Japanese cities. Incendiary bat bombs. Hundreds of thousands of bats were planning to be dropped from airplanes above Japanese cities during early morning. As the bats are nocturnal, they would hide among the wooden houses and buildings permeating the cities. The bats were armed with timed bombs, which would explode and turn entire cities into infernos. As history shows, there were no bat-induced infernos in Japan. The project had ended prematurely. They did, however, capture, experiment, and put bombs on thousands of bats, which was an exceedingly slow process. At one point, one bat escaped and nearly burnt the entire base down. The project was eventually scrapped because it was taking too long to finish, and the Manhattan Project was coming to a fruition. Man, can you imagine like what kind of shit we would be getting done if people were as, I want to say, enthusiastic about war as enthusiastic about other things as they were about war. Number 7.
We'd all be dead if that were true.
One of an octopus's tentacles is actually a penis and can detach and throw it at its mate, where she can inseminate herself.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Here, go fuck yourself.
I've heard about that. They also die like a week afterwards.
So octopuses literally give a fuck. Just one single fuck. Can they keep it attached and fuck forever? And then he dies. Yeah, somebody else said it. Fuckless and alone. Oh, jeez, guys, come on. Number 6. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the galaxy. Is this a Ken M thing? Is this a Ken M thing?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, wait. I guess the galaxy is contained. It's just the Milky Way galaxy. If this is true. Whatever, man. You science fucks. Whatever. 3 trillion trees. And there's only 100 billion stars. Look, man. I guess when we think galaxy, we're thinking bigger than just whatever they call this playpen. And whatever. Number 5. A 2-day-old gazelle can outrun a racehorse. Well, damn.
We just watched, what was that documentary you watched last night?
Planet Earth. There were gazelles in that?
There was like a baby, was it an elk trying to outrun a wolf?
Maybe it was a gazelle running in a wolf. I didn't, I'm thinking of the wrong thing when I see gazelle. Nah, they were probably gazelles, you're right.
No, I said elk, but who cares?
Who cares indeed, man? What is this list? Scotland's,
the ones at the bottom were pretty great, but like they're running dry this far.
But they're supposed to get better as we get to the
I
top.
know.
Okay, Scotland's national animals is the unicorn. And for Wales, it's the dragon. I didn't know Scotland's national animal was a unicorn.
I did. They got these like they got like trails on their feet. It's really neat.
In the Cold War, the U.S. had plans to drop Magnum-sized condoms labeled as regular on Russia to demoralize the population.
That's pretty juvenile.
To make them all feel little. This is true, though. I've heard this before.
I haven't.
I thought for sure that you were just being silly, but nope, it's real. I think it's hilarious that while everyone was terrified of nuclear war breaking out, they only had plans to drop big condoms and make fun of penis size. You ever seen this one episode of South Park where it was the Chin Pokemon episode, and then the Asian guys was just like, "Oh, American man have such big penis." Oh, and then all the Asian ladies were like laughing and shit. They were clapping like.
All I remember is that like everyone in South Park was just looking at their pants really proudly.
The women weren't having it though. No. Algae and phytoplankton actually produce most of the world's oxygen, about 70% on average. Not trees like most people assume, but I think it's the trees that are gobbling up. It's the trees that are gobbling up that CO2 though, right? Mm-hmm. So, but do they consume as much CO2 as trees? Damn, Reddit. Well, since phytoplankton and algae do photosynthesis... Okay, I'm kidding. Well, the number one is every U.S. state holds on to money that people are owed and haven't claimed, including from third parties. You have to go to their website and look for yourself. I got $500 from a computer company I bought a laptop from once, and a few other small payments. Start here, some website, and don't forget to look at search by state. You may not have anything coming to you, but you might. This has been gilded 11 times, and it's the top voted thing here.
Well, of course, people want to know if they have unclaimed money.
This should be the top comment. The website looks really unreliable, but it's not because they are scams. It's because they're set up by the government. Yeah, it's probably got a shitty website made by the government. It literally looks like something that will steal my identity. At least the Washington State specific one does. I don't know why I find this comment so funny, but I've been giggling for the past several minutes. You go to the Washington one.
That was a letdown.
Holy shit. This one looks bad. This one looks bad. Who was in charge of doing this? Man, we could probably still get like Photoshop jobs with like this is a poor looking page. Holy shit. Oh man. I'd listen to a Nigerian fucking prince before I went to a website like that to give my personal information. Holy ass. That does look sketchy as hell, man. Stripes, anything that you're triggered about today? You know? No?
I can't believe you ate all my orange chicken.
I shouldn't have got the sesame, and I apologize, okay? But, you know, it tasted so good, Stripes.
You don't think I know that?
It tasted so good. I wish I had more orange chicken in my tum-tum, in my tum-tum, in my tum-yum. Ooh, my tummy yum. The orange chicken was so good. I bet you would like some. But it's gone now. I'm gonna turn it into something to put in the toilet and flush it down. How you feel, Stripes? Is it real, Stripes? Can you conceal, Stripes, the rage that boils in your stomach? The juice, the bubbly stomach juice where the orange chicken should have abused you. But instead it's mine, forever, Kyle. Time,
I'll see you in 8 months. Will it happen all over again?